Welcome back to another video. This video is going to be different. None of that nonsense of WWE or Mattel, whatever you call them figures. This is a real wrestling what's happening at this time. So I'm excited to show you all my WCW Toybiz collection, as well as the what's called the WCW Monday Nitro Arena. I actually got that in yesterday here as well, so I ordered that off of eBay. Nice thing about that, it is come in a box, so we're going to review that as well. But you can see the entrance stage here, WCW logo, and then the Raptor with the Sting hanging on there. But yeah, this is awesome. The greatest thing about that is it does work. Everything does work. So let's get started. So first, obviously we'll start with the figures outside here. These, I did not buy these intentionally. They did come with, the lot that I was buying off of eBay, or somebody was selling them on here, so I picked them up. Without really having the intent to really collect the Toybiz, but the Toybiz figures. But eventually, I started noticing I have a lot, so I said, "Hey, let's just start a collection of them." So right off the bat here, here's the NWO. Of course, this is not all of them. You do have the main leader, the Hollywood Hulk Hogan. That's that slammer, I believe. He has that magnetic stuff on his hand where he picks up the other figure, similar to Lex Luger right there. But yeah, so Toybiz came with a lot of different, if you say unique, if you want to call it whatever, to ways to really sell the figures that they have here as well. So unlike Mattel, everything's all the same. They try to at least be somewhat inventive with their figures as well. All of them have some kind of action standpoint. I'll give you an example. Lex Luger, for example. Some kind of squeeze will kind of simulate that or activate whatever it is that he's intended to do as well. So, and I know most of these have some kind of that. I know the Hulkster back here has some kind of that's where he kicked his leg, I believe. You push this down there and he will kind of kick. You push this button behind his back there and he will kind of do a kick on his leg. So, see the big boot. So yeah, this would trigger it there as well. So really, Toybiz were kind of just try to find ways to sell the figures. They also were really known for making many versions of the same figure. For example, you'll see Hulk Hogan with the yellow pants with the red stripes on the side with a red shirt, and then you'll see another one with all red pants and the yellow shirt, and then the yellow headband or bandana or whatever you want to call that. So in the back here, we have Bam Bam Bigelow. One of his hands missing, actually. No, actually, we'll actually do it this way, so that way you can see. Zoom in. There's DDP back there hiding behind that, getting ready to give somebody the diamond cutter. You see Bam Bam Bigelow's missing hand. You gotta fix that. You got Bret the Hitman Hart. So back there is really about WCW in general. I know most of them eventually joined NWO, Wolfpack, or Black and White in some way, shape, or form. But for the most part, they were WCW. So we got Sid Vicious, we got Scott Steiner, Raven. He wore some kind of belt there. I forgot what belt was that, but that's a pretty cool shirt. The Flash. You got DDP back there, another Bret Hart, that Slammer, I think, has that magnetic stuff on his hand. And then we got Booker T back there. Harlem Heat. Then you got Billy Kidman, pretty awesome figure. Then you got Scott Steiner just waiting right there. And then we'll move on to the NWO. Here's the NWO. Of course, you can't forget the leader, Nash. I believe they made an accurate side. He's pretty big compared to the others. And then we got Eric Bischoff with the NWO belt. Macho Man, two of the Macho Mans back there. Actually, we got no one back there, but we got Stinger, the Sting, another Kevin Nash, and then another Kevin Nash as well. So as I said, they made really different variants of the same figures. Got the Macho Man back there as well. So of course I'm missing one, but one of my perhaps favorite ones would be, let me move this Kevin Nash out of the way, is this Hollywood Hulk Hogan. Pretty awesome figure. Very detailed for that time anyways. Then he wore the bandana. Hollywood Hulk Hogan bandana. Let me zoom in here. There you are. And then from that, we just have some Rey Mysterios laying around here. This is perhaps my favorite one of the all favorite Rey Mysterios. And then don't quote me on this, but I believe this is one of the only Rey Mysterios that came with his hat mask off. That's an awesome figure. So now we'll move on to the main eventers, right? The individuals who are really leading WCW. Goldberg. Then we got NWO Sting as well. And then we have, of course, hanging from the Raptors, Crow Sting. He's just hanging on there. It was pretty cool because you can actually hang him. Here's that kind of hinge, if you say. You're going to hang him, bring him down, lift him up a little more. And then you got the leader of the NWO, Hollywood Hulk Hogan. Awesome figure. So that's my WCW Toybiz setup with the arena. Now we'll actually start talking about the stage itself here. So one of the cool things about this stage actually really is that it does still carries its effect. You know, this was created in 1999, so you can imagine this is pretty old as far as, you know, the functions, but it holds true to its time. So we'll go ahead, we'll do some of the functions on the arena. So I'll scoot Goldberg back and then move Macho Man this way. So you can see from this arena, they're coming in. There's a little button right here, you just slide them on through. There you go. Who's next? So yeah, so I mean that whole arena right there talks. And then the best thing about it is if you actually start fighting in the ring itself, you'll have some noise simulation, sort of kind of that what is that WWE put out recently, those Tough Talker, the rings. I don't have that ring right now. I do have it, but I don't have it set up at the moment. But yeah, it sort of reminds me of that kind of Tough Talker ring as well, because you can really just kind of go in the middle, laying them down, and then kind of launch them. Should be the launcher. And then at the very edge here, the corners, you can kind of hit them. I think that one came out.
Ouch! No! 1, 2.
Then you can kick out, and then you can launch them. It's supposed to go. See? And then you're supposed to give them a fight for their lives. So we'll actually put a Goldberg, and these two will be the main fighters right here. So overall, this is more of a nostalgic buy more than anything, right? Because really, you know, it's just to remind you to relive that WCW era, the greatest time of wrestling, to be a wrestling fan. But you know, that's why I bought it for. More nostalgic, not necessarily because I really wanted. Hey, I want this for play action figure, right? Because, you know, it's really limited as far as what you can do. But I believe it does, you know, it really has that value to your collection. This should be a collector's item for anybody who's a wrestling collector as well, because you can do many things.
One. Ouch! No! No! Ouch!
These little clips on the side right there. That's really what helps trigger those sounds right there. Is this little clip. But they did a clever thing. They cover that over, so every time you hit like an opponent, it does work as well. So this one does as well, but this one might have, the function might is not working at the moment. Maybe it just came out. But in any case, you know, when I bought this out of eBay, I didn't expect it to work 100%, right? So I'm more than satisfied to the way that it worked. You know, that entrance arena, it's awesome. So just for this case, we'll give, of course, the cheater. As you all know him, Hollywood Hulk Hogan. He'll beat Goldberg.
1, 2, 3.
He won. Yeah, he won. He won that thing back big time.
Let's get ready to rumble!
the classic in Wolfpack. So yeah, this was my review of the actual WCW entrance arena. Again, this is a 1999, so it does. It does everything that I hope it would, and more. Expectations exceeded it as far as being for that era as well. I think it did a really great job, and the best thing is you can actually hang on, staying there with a hinge, kind of sliding him in and out. That he was known for that, coming from the Raptors. And then I do have some Toybiz figures. I'm hoping maybe I could pick up more now, start a collection of them. And you see WCW's back there, Bret Hart, Scott Steiner, Sid Vicious, they got DDP, some more of the Hulksters, the NWO back in this corner, Benoit, of course, got Wolfpack Sting, some Rey Mysterio's, the actual, this did come with it. This is supposed to be for the satellite, but unfortunately doesn't hold very well, so it's kind of faces down, but it don't affect the actual visual very much. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Again, continue to watch. This video is a little bit different because it's more of the nostalgic WCW Toybiz, when wrestling was great. But please, if you like this video, make sure you like it, subscribe, share to others as well, and I'll see you next time.